around, yeah. And it was so crazy because I didn't think it was gonna be like that. So I got here like 10 minutes before we opened. When I got here, I couldn't even park right here. I had to park all the way around because the line was wrapped around. They said there was people here from the night before.
Welcome back to another episode of the Load Up Podcast. Make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel, and I hope this channel really been blessing your life. Load Up Podcast is for all the dreamers, all the entrepreneurs, everybody that's out there that has a purpose, that's walking in purpose, and this podcast is for you. I hope you encouraged, I hope you're motivated, I hope you're inspired to live your dreams. That's what it's all about. Living your dreams, walking in purpose. And on this episode, man, we have somebody that's special. We have somebody that's putting on for the culture, that's changing the world. And I'm so excited to really be just interviewing this guy, man. Listen, we're from the same neighborhood, man. We're from the same city, Bessemer, Alabama. And man, for anybody that's doing their thing in Bessemer, Alabama, we want to salute you, man, because we come from a place that's one of a kind, man. If you can make it from Bessemer, Alabama, I believe that you can make it anywhere. Facts, man. And so we here, and I know you see a lot of shoes, you see a lot of things behind us, man. And we in the right spot, man. So this episode, we're gonna drop a lot of gems about starting a business, about the process, about what you need, the mindset, the attitude, the direction that you need to go in to start your own business. So make sure you lock in, make sure you grab your notepad, your pen, and let's get it, man. And before we get started again, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, tell a friend so they can tell a friend, and we can grow the podcast. All right. I had a good week, man. I've been locked in still, been doing my thing, man. Meeting new people, encouraging people to live their dreams, doing what I do, right? I got somebody here, man. He's a business owner. We done grew up together, went to the same schools together, went to basketball camps together. Man, we have history, right? He's a business owner. He has 3 different locations. He resells shoes, clothes. Am I correct? All right,
Yes,
reselling shoes, reselling clothes. He's just he's changing the culture here in Bessemer, Alabama, and all across the world, man. So that's enough about me trying to introduce him. I'm gonna let him tell you what type of business he has and everything that he has going on. This is none other the fashion mogul, the reselling king. Hey, what's up, man? Chris Smoot. He's in the building, and man, again, man, I appreciate you just taking out the time, man, to just sit down and just have a talk about everything that you have going on. So, like I said, I want to start just by give the people the name and everything that you sell and that you offer at your business.
I'm Chris. I have 3 stores called Memory Lane, one in Birmingham, one in Bessemer, and one in Douglasville, Georgia.
Okay.
And this one we're sitting there now is our first location.
Right.
It's been open for 4 years. The one downtown Birmingham has been open for 5 months. Last September, it was 5 months, yeah. And the one in Georgia been open for a year.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Wow. So 3 different locations, 1 out of state, 2 in Alabama,
Mm-hmm.
1 right here in your home city. All that, right? We're going to take it back, and we're going to see where the passion came from, where the drive and inspiration came from to really start this. So, like I said, we went to school together, so people may not know, like, you've been doing this. You've been having kicks on top of kicks on top of kicks. So where did that passion come from, like, to say, you know what, every joint that come out, I need them? Or not even joint, just shoes that come out, I need them.
Starting out, to be honest, I was not into fashion and shoes and like growing up. Like when I was little, I was in the wrestling, man, and all that. Yeah, like before I wanted to do anything, be a basketball player or whatever, I wanted to be a wrestler. For real, for real. Yeah. So I say around 4th grade, that's when like I started getting more into girls. I started seeing my older brother, seeing how clean he used to be and how girls liked him and stuff. Yep. And I started hooping. So that come along with shoes, and I'll say around 4th grade is when the passion really started though, yeah.
4th grade, the passion really started, yeah. So I say for me, it was about the 5th grade, about the 4th, 5th grade too as well. So like just in the culture of black people, like we love shoes, like it's like it's a part of us or something. Like we love Jordans, especially here in Beltsman. Like it was a thing where like if you didn't have these Jordans, like you were a no name, like you were nobody, and it's kind of like sad. And it was kind of like, at the time, it was like, that's all we knew though. Right. But now looking back, and we, older, it's like, man, that was really sad. Like, if you ain't had these shoes, like, you were considered a nobody. And, like, that was crazy. That's crazy thinking, man. But, like, do you remember your first pair of Jordans? Like, what was the first pair you ever had?
Well, if my mom tell it, I was wearing Jordans when I was little, but I ain't got no baby pictures and none of that.
All right, so you can't go.
The first pair I recall getting was in 5th grade. I got some all black Jordan 10s. And I wore them to the ground.
Okay.
But that's what started my Jordan phase. After that, it was up from there.
Yeah. So I believe I had them low top 13s, all white, low top 13s. Yeah. I remember them. I remember that, and then I had the joint jersey, the match and everything. So I was supposed to, quick story, I was supposed to wear this fit, right? I had the white low top joints, I had the joint jersey and everything. So I was supposed to wear this on the field trip one day. Bro, I got my fit laid out. You know how you be, you got your fit laid out. You say, I'm about to kill him, right? So I go to sleep, I wake up, guess what? I done missed the whole field trip. We late.
Overslept?
Yeah, I overslept. We were supposed to go to Atlanta, go to the CNN, Coca-Cola, all that, right? I was like, man, like I was kind of sad because I knew I was about to kill him at this field trip, 5th, 6th grade. But yeah, so that was kind of like where my thing started too, 5th, 6th grade. You wanted to have the joints, you wanted to be clean, you wanted to, be popular, right? Yeah. So, all right, so moving forward, I know we, in high school, it was always a big thing to have the new joints and everything, right? So in high school, how many pairs of shoes do you think you had at one time?
I ain't really have that many. It just, I wore a different pair
every day,
every week.
Yeah.
So the next week, it'd probably be the same pair. But it's been 5 days since I wore them, so you probably forgot.
Right.
But I probably had around anywhere from 20 to 40, somewhere in that range.
Man, that's crazy. Most people don't even have that many pair of shoes in high school. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you think about it, everybody in our school probably had about that same amount, 20 pair of shoes at least, because you couldn't wear the same shoe in a week. Right. It was crazy, bro. Like, we had different rules where you couldn't even wear the same shoe in the same week. Like, you had to have
a specific pair of Dickies on.
Yeah,
if you had the wrong kind on, you get cucked on.
You had to have the one with the cell phone. Right. Pocket. If you ain't had the one with the cell phone pocket, it was not official. It was not official. That's crazy to think about that. Do you remember like when we used to go just near on the hill, and that morning you had to walk in to the gym? Yeah.
It's like a fashion show right there, like a runway.
I think that's where my fashion started. Like I was like, man, you gotta come with it Monday morning.
All eyes on you. As soon as you hit that door.
All eyes on you, walking by, everybody looking to see, oh, he got him. Oh, you ain't got him. You can't come in here. I'm like, bro, this is crazy, man. But yeah, man, so that's good. All right, so moving forward, we graduate high school, and I think you had a job at Foot Locker, right?
Yep.
So what was the whole plan with that? With the job at Foot Locker?
Just growing up, I just always wanted to work at Foot Locker. I just thought people that worked there were cool. I thought it was cool, like a
Right.
cool thing, but working there, it ain't.
It wasn't
It ain't what you think it is. I was there for like 4 or 5 years. Very underpaid, but it was an experience though. So. Yeah.
Did you learn anything, I guess, there, like how they structure maybe the back end? Did you kind of learn anything from that? Like, all right, so when I started my own store, this is how I kind of want to structure my things.
Back then, I wasn't even thinking about my own store like that. But looking back, I learned about stock, how to keep up with stuff, how to put stuff in the back in order, how to customer service, of course, how to deal with customers. Even though they say the customer always right, that ain't true.
Right.
But yeah, learn how to talk to people because I've never been a big talker, so I was forced to talk to people to push sales and all that. And I learned what I didn't want to do. So, yeah.
All right. So so that was the only job that you had, or have you had another job?
That's the longest tenured job I done had. I worked at DG Warehouse the summer after high school for 3 months, and I couldn't wait to go off to college. So, yeah, those two.
So you just worked there just to have income.
Yeah, and to see what like a real hard labor job was like.
Yeah, and that one for you, right?
I mean, I succeeded in it. Like when I left, the people told me if I ever want to come back, I can because I did pretty good. But yeah, it wasn't for me though. No. 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. for 5 days in a row.
Yeah.
And then it's like every time I come home, I fall asleep. And when I wake up, it's time to go back to work.
Right.
And that's depressing. So,
yeah. Living in that cycle, like, so when you was there working in the warehouse, did you ever so while you was there, did you ever envision yourself doing other things? Like, what was the vision? What was going on in your mind working there?
It's really, I can't do this much longer.
Right.
Really going back to school. Like when I started, I had a plan. I started, school ended in like May-ish, something like that. I was gonna work there for 3 months, which I did, and go back to school in August. But that made me wanna like really find what I wanted to major in school. Because before then, I was undecided in college for 2 years. I ain't had no major. I was just taking like classes that I had to take. And so after that, that's when I like started trying different majors and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
So I know for me, like when I was working a job that I did not like, in my mind, I was always somewhere else. Like I was always living the life that I wanted to live in my mind while I was at work. And I don't know if anybody else can really relate to it. Like if you're working a job that you do not like, in your mind, you're probably somewhere else because you really don't want to be where you are right now. You're dreaming about, man, I'm dreaming about my business. I'm dreaming about being with my family. I'm dreaming about the opportunities that I may be missing out on. So if anybody that's right now working a job that you do not like, listen, man, keep going, keep grinding. You're not gonna be there forever. Like, look at Chris. Like, he worked there 3 months and then he moved on. I've worked jobs a year or so and then I moved on because I knew that was not the end goal. So if you're working a job right now that you do not like, listen, don't give up. Keep going. Keep putting the work in and build your life outside of that job. Don't give your job everything and then go home and give yourself nothing. Like you got to make sure that once you get off of your job, give yourself some time and put some time into yourself and make sure you get out of that situation, man. But so you went to college. What college did you go to?
So I started out at UAH in Huntsville for 2 years. And I transferred to Bama and Tuscaloosa, and that's why I finished that.
Okay. So how was the college experience? Like, did you stay down there? Did you have to drive back and forth, or how was that experience?
I stayed down there in Huntsville and in Tuscaloosa, but starting off, I came home every single weekend for like probably like the first semester of both. Okay. But then after that, I started spending more time there.
Okay.
But it was cool. The people I met and the bonds we built and stuff, it was a more lasting effect than like what I learned
Okay.
in classes and stuff like that. But it was cool.
So, what was your degree in? What was your major in?
Clothing design.
Okay, clothing design. So did you feel like you learned a lot at Belma as far as like being a designer, or would you rather like went to like a black college?
Nah, I learned a whole lot. Like, even though it was super hard, but I learned a lot.
What was the process as far as like I guess like in your classes? What were some of the things that they kind of exposed you to that you didn't really know? You like coming from Belmont, coming from here and going there and being exposed to a a PWI. Like, what was some of the things as far as in the class like that they kind of showed you that you was like, man, like I didn't know that, but I know that now.
Some things that I still use to this day is Photoshop and Illustrator.
Okay.
I learned how to use that, and that really
I'm trying to learn how to
helped.
use that.
Yeah, that really helped a lot, even to this day. But I learned how to study in college. Before then, growing up, I never really studied for tests. I just
Right.
took what I learned during school, and if I knew it, like the honor roll and good grades and stuff. But when I got to college, I had to learn how to study because it got rough at one point. But yeah.
Yep. So my wife, she went to Bama too, and she said the same thing. Our high school was a cakewalk. When I got to Bama, it was like I
For
had
real,
to
like I
like
ain't know
in for
nothing.
real. Yeah. So I can understand that. All right, so you graduate from college, and then what's next?
So I actually opened this 2 weeks before I graduated.
Okay.
Yeah, I had to close down on Saturday to go graduate.
Okay.
But yeah, the whole last year I was taking online classes to finish out. I didn't really have to go on campus.
Okay.
And so that's when I was like trying to figure out what I wanted to do, if I wanted to pursue something in my major or something else.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you didn't open this, like, you think you would have been in somewhere like clothing design? You would have been designing some clothes. You would have been maybe working at a high end place or Saks Fifth or something like that, or if you didn't open
I would have
this.
been trying for sure, but that's kind of what pushed me to do this because I had to get like a summer internship
Yeah.
before I graduated, and I couldn't find one. Like everybody I was reaching out to was like I didn't have any experience or nothing. I'm like, how can I get experience when
Right.
I can't get experience?
Right.
Yeah. So I went to my advisor and was like, if I could like do my own thing and have it going by the time by the time the semester ends, will it count? It's like an internship
Oh,
for a
okay.
grade. He was like, yeah.
Oh, okay. So they let you do your own thing and they let it count as being an intern. Okay.
Yep.
So most people had
Everybody
to
had. I was
find.
the only one I think that who didn't have an internship.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were you the only black? How many blacks
I
were
was
in
the
your
only
class?
black dude.
The only
But
black dude?
yeah, it
Okay.
was some black girls though.
How was that? Like, how was that experience, I guess, being the only black dude in this class trying to be a fashion designer, like being a fashion designer?
Different for
Yeah.
sure. It was different. It was tough. Like I asked for help a lot, and I mean it was different for sure. Like I had to learn how to deal with other people, like
Right.
who didn't understand
Right.
where I was coming from.
Right.
Like I went on a trip with like 20 white girls, and it was just me and one black girl,
Yeah.
and I was gone with them for a month,
Wow.
and that was different. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was different.
That was definitely. I know that was like what is this?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can imagine that. So how did you kind of like overcome that? Like, what were some things that you may have told yourself, some things that you may have read, or something that who you talked to, and just kind of overcome that process of like being the only black but still just making it work? Like, was it anybody that was your inspiration or somebody that you went and talked to kind of get through that season?
Not necessarily. What I did was try to get to know everyone and where they come from, and like tell them how stuff is where I'm from,
Right.
and how I am, and they kind of got an understanding as time went on, and yeah, like pretty much just bonding and talking and yeah, stuff like that.
Cool. So, all right. So you graduate, you open up your store. How did it feel like to open up one right here in your hometown, like the first one?
That was lovely,
Yeah.
yeah, because like when I had the idea, I was telling all my family and friends about it, and everybody was like, "They don't think it's a good idea to open up a shoe store in Bessemer." I'm like, "This the hood. Everybody in the hood loves
Right.
shoes." So I didn't see like why they thought that, but
Right.
I ain't let that. I
Right.
still did it. Yeah.
Right. So that's deep. Like, you may have family and friends that may not see the vision. Like, you got to still keep going. You got to still keep pursuing, because it's not their vision, it's your vision.
Right.
So at the end of the day, you have to do what you have to do that makes you feel fulfilled, that makes you feel alive, that makes sure that you're walking in purpose. And so, all right, so, you got those people telling you, and you like, man, I know this is going to work. So what was like the first step of kind of like, getting it started and finding the location and everything?
To tell the truth, I didn't even know it was gonna work. I just wanted to try it because that's my like motto. If I don't try it, then I'ma regret it one
Right.
day. So while I'm still young, I can go on. If it happened, I can go and lose this money that
Right.
I'm investing in it, and stuff like that. But how it all came about is I went on that trip I was talking about, and I was in London, and I seen a store that was kind of similar, and I went in and was like, dang, this would be super super tight to have back home.
Right.
But when I said that, I wasn't even thinking about doing it myself or not. So fast forward, when I got back, I was at my mom's shop across the street. She got her own store, and I looked across and seen a for rent sign in this window. So I walked across and looked in it, and it so happened to be an empty shoe store.
Wow.
So I put two and two together, like, dang, this perfect.
Right.
So I called a number on the window, thinking he about to say an outrageous price for rent, but he said a steal,
Yeah.
like some super crazy low for this big old space.
Right.
And so I used that last student refund check that we
Yes,
get
sir,
for college. Instead of blowing it like I always used to do, I used that and I sold my whole shoe collection except 3 pair. And that's what kicked it off.
So you were like, so that's okay. That's good. So you were all in on this dream.
Oh yeah.
Like, so that was deep, because I ain't never really know how everything started. So your mom hit that mom across the street. She got her business. So you looked across the street and you see a for rent sign. So that's like, God, like,
For real.
here you go. Like,
And it was an empty shoe store. Like it already had the shoe walls and all that.
dang.
Yeah.
So yeah, all right. So that's like, I got everything you need right here. So that's another message. Like, even when you don't know how it's gonna happen, God just needs you to get started.
Right.
Like, if he see you putting in work,
Yeah,
then
that's key.
he gonna see.
You gotta meet him halfway. Yeah.
You gotta meet him halfway. When he see you putting in the work, and he see you looking and searching, then he can drop things on your journey, and boom, like, it's just things just started to fall into place for you. So it sounds like that's what things did. It kind of fell into place for you. You got your inspiration from London.
Mm-hmm.
You saw this store and you was like, man, like, this would be dope in Bessemer, right? So
Yeah.
you was like, all right, this is what I'm gonna do. You found this place. You sold your whole collection. How many shoes was the collection?
Probably was 60, 70 pair, somewhere around there.
And I know you probably had some crazy joints in there. So they probably
Heard to
sold.
see it go for sure.
Yeah.
But I figured if it worked, I could buy it back.
You could buy it
which
back.
I did now. I got all of them back that I missed
Right.
and wanted back. But
So what was the hardest one to let go with?
I say both of the shadow backboard ones. Yeah, the 1.0 and the 2.0.
So that's the best. That's the best part about it, man. Like we live in a world that I feel like people feel like they're so connected to material things that they can't let it go. But if you think about it, you can really get it back. Like it's the material things. If it goes, if it leaves, like you have the power to go get it back, man.
Right.
I remember I came in and I sold some shoes to Chris. I let go of my Glow 4s. That was kind of tough, but I'm gonna get them back though. But yeah, all right. So you open up the store, you have a big grand opening. How was the grand opening?
It was dope. Had a lot of family, friends pull up. Even though I only had like 50 pair of shoes and all, compared to now, it's because now we buy like 40, 50 pair of shoes a day.
A day.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was cool. I ended up making like 3,000 that first day. I'm thinking I'm balling.
Right. Well, see, you doing good. You open up your business.
But after that, it didn't last like that. That first day was great. After that, it was slow grind. Yeah.
So what was I get? All right. So you opened up your business. First day is always good. It's always exciting and fun. The lunch. Yeah. Everybody like the lunch, but they don't like the second week when everybody calm down and you actually got to grind.
Right.
What were some things that you had to do to kind of pick up the pace?
I learned fast not to spend the money that you make on yourself right then. You got to take that and reinvest it back in the business, especially starting off, because otherwise you're gonna be late on a few bills or something like that. Yeah. But it was rough, man.
Yeah.
Some days I be in here, the only one in here all day.
Yeah.
Some days I'll fall asleep. I have a customer come wake me up because we've been dead for 6 hours. I'm the only one in here for 6 hours before a customer come in.
Wow.
Yeah, but every month I end up making what I need to make to pay the rent, so that keep it going.
Right. So any marketing that you guys do, or is it kind of just like word of mouth, or how do you do any marketing strategies?
Word of mouth, Instagram, and Facebook. Like I feel like a lot of people don't have to pay for marketing these days because you got your phone. Like that's all you really need. And if you got good stuff, then people gonna find you and people gonna come.
Right.
No matter where it's at.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think you got a product that everybody want. Like if you post a shoe, and you say, "Hey, I got the shoe."
Exactly.
People gonna come to you. I know, like you said, it took some time to kind of build it up, man, and everything. But now that it's built, you went on to another store. You went on to another store. So, what was a day? What was a day that was kind of like it blew your mind? Like you had like maybe one of the highest numbers ever, or the most sales ever, or whatever. But what was one of those moments where it just kind of like blew your mind? Like, hey, I'm really living my dreams. I'm really doing this.
I got two. The first one is probably our first Black Friday.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Y'all you had a line at this store like all the
wrapped
way
around. And it was so crazy because I didn't think it was gonna be like that. So I got here like 10 minutes before we opened. When I got here, I couldn't even park right here. I had to park all the way around because the line was wrapped around. They said there was people here from the night before, and we was busy all day.
Right.
The whole day. And the second one, I did an interview with this dude named George Keel. He used to do interviews with like people in the NBA or people with crazy shoe collections and celebrities. Nice Kicks back in the day. He used to go to their house and show off their shoes and all that. And so he came here, and that was pretty cool.
He did like a write-up, or he did
a video.
A video.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's on our YouTube channel. Y'all
YouTube?
want to check it out.
What's the YouTube channel?
Memory Lane 205, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been a minute since we uploaded something.
All right. We'll drop all that in the description. They'll be able to go to that. All right. So then, when did you know it was time to expand and go to another store, get another store?
Well, I'm gonna take it back a minute. So starting out, I was working 7 days a week for 5 months, and
Okay.
I didn't even know that until like somebody asked me about it like some months ago, and I realized like, dang, I was really working from here Tuesday through Sunday, open to close, and every Monday, even though I graduated, I drive back to Tuscaloosa to work at Foot Locker every Monday for 5 months.
Dang.
And
So you
then,
was working here and Foot Locker?
yeah,
For 5 months. Okay.
both open to close, and I ended up quitting on my birthday.
Okay.
That was my birthday gift to myself because I felt like I was making, well, what I was making there wasn't worth the drive or just working anymore, period.
Right.
But after I added my business partner, that's when stuff took off. And I say when the pandemic first started, we were closed, but we were still buying shoes because
Okay.
we had started our website.
Okay.
And we had so many shoes in the back. And then when they allowed us to reopen, shoes were still coming in and sales were still kind of slow. So we had more inventory in the back than we had on the floor. And this guy came to my business partner and was like, he think this city in Georgia, it's not Atlanta, but it's close by, and it's no shoe store there. And he was like, it'd be a perfect place to put one. And he told me, and I was like, I mean, we got the inventory for it, so
Right.
yeah, that's perfect. So that same week, me and him went to Georgia, was scouting locations, found one, and the next week we were signing leasing for it and all that.
So you move from Alabama, then you go to Atlanta. So you grand opening in Atlanta. How was that?
Pretty much the same here, just bigger. Yeah, like a lot more people showed up. We had a lot more stuff to sell. It was dope. Yeah, it was dope.
Okay. How did you get the word? Being from Alabama, how did you get the word out in Atlanta? Shoe store opening, memory lane. How did people know that y'all was?
I say that was 2020. So by that time, this store was open for like 3 years, and so
People knew about it.
yeah, and we had like 10 to 20,000 followers on Instagram already.
Okay.
So, and a lot of people from out of town follow us, so they'll come here from different states and all that. So it was like, once we posted it on that page and told them, yeah, it was up.
It was up. So then I know of a funny story. I don't know if it was too funny then, but the car went through.
Yeah.
A car went through the store in Atlanta. Like how did that even happen? I know you posted it,
Yeah.
and I watched it, and I'm pretty sure everybody thinking
saw,
like, how did a car end up in the middle of your shoe store?
It was so crazy because I wasn't there. I was actually here, and I was at home. I was asleep, and I woke up to a text. Like, I ain't had no missed calls or nothing. I just had a text, and I opened it, and like, it started out slow, like people in there shopping and stuff. Then, boom, drive in there. So I'm just looking like, this can't be real. I rewind it and watch it again, and then that's when I called my business partner, and he tell me like, it's real.
Yeah.
It just happened, all that. And so, it was an older lady. She was driving, and she was trying to park to go to the store next door, and she hit the gas instead of the brakes.
It went right through it.
Went through there. Yeah.
So I know it was like kind of a setback in business. If you had just kind of a point for somebody, like when you have a setback like that, a car run into your shop, or you having a slow week, what was some things that you did to overcome any setbacks that you had in this business?
Pretty much, some stuff just gonna be out of your control regardless, and you can't really stress about that or dwell on it or complain, none of that.
Right.
Just gotta keep going, keep pushing, and keep doing what you do, and eventually, like, you'll get over that stuff.
Right.
Eventually.
So keep pushing, keep going, and just kind of let it work itself out.
Yeah.
All right, so, boom, we got a store in Beltsman, Alabama. We got a store in Atlanta. Now you got your new store in downtown Birmingham.
Yep.
How did that one come into play?
So, funny thing is, before the Georgia one, we thought about doing one in Birmingham, but we thought it would take away from this store. Like the customers would be going to that one, instead of this one. But once I say once the people found out about the 2020 stuff, that 2022 stuff down here, the Olympics and all that, like knowing that and knowing like it's on the uprise, that's what really made us want to jump on it. And same thing, we had a lot of inventory here, a lot in Georgia. So starting out, we didn't have to buy inventory to put in there. We already had it.
You already had it. Okay.
Just finding the right location was the hardest part, pretty much. But
it's a dope location, though. I mean, it's right downtown in the heart of it. Is it Lost on top of that store?
It's
or
Lost
is it down the street?
next door.
Next door.
Yeah, next door
So
on top and across the street.
You really reaching a different demographic downtown.
Yeah.
You know, downtown you got a whole lot more people downtown than here. So, but did you see any decline at this store when that store opened?
Yeah, but that store is doing way better than we expected, so it balanced out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah.
So is this store right here something that you will always want to keep, or do you kind of see yourself maybe moving forward or moving along maybe somewhere else?
Hopefully I'll always have it. Hopefully it'll always be here, because it's the first and it's in my hometown.
Right.
But I think the only thing that will probably stop that is probably if the rent or something goes up, since we remodeled, got new floors and all that type of stuff. So, but besides that, it'll probably always be here.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right. So you got your 3 stores. What was the grand opening at that one? I remember you posting it. There was a long line outside too as well. Rod was there. He told me about it. How was that one? Like, was that one a great experience as well?
Yeah, all 3 grand openings have been pretty mind-blowing to say, because there's that many people standing in line for a product you have for hours.
Right.
Some people came midnight the night before and stayed all the way until 11 a.m. That's 11 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So any other places that you would like to see a memory lane story?
Other states, of course, I ain't sure which yet, but we might do Huntsville, might do Tuscaloosa. Never know.
Never know. Just pop out with it.
Yeah, never know.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. So, anybody that's looking to start this type of business, what would be their first start, or what's something that you can kind of tell them to do to get started here? Cause I know it's not many in Alabama. Are you like, how many is it in Alabama to your knowledge?
In Alabama, I ain't sure.
I know it's
like the close surrounding cities to us and Sneakers Inc. that I can think of.
They in Hoover, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's some more popped up, but I don't know the names.
Okay.
But yeah.
So anybody that's trying to start something like this, what would be kind of their first step that they'll need to take to kind of get started?
First step is having a plan.
Yeah.
Like a well thought out plan. Like, don't just go into it blindly.
Right.
I mean, I did, but that don't work for everybody.
Right.
Like, because I didn't know nothing about business, about taxes, licenses, all that type of stuff.
Right.
Yeah, so having a plan, and also not quitting your day job when you get the plan. Like, work on the plan and use your day job to fund whatever you're trying to do. And like after you get it or get it started, still don't quit your day job. Like starting out, keep your day job because, like I said, starting out it's gonna be kind of hard. It's gonna be kind of slow. So you're gonna need the extra income starting out. Then once it's like going, and you see that the money from that day job isn't worth it anymore, then that's when you should let that go.
So you heard it. You heard it. Keep your day job until the day job money is not worth going to anymore.
Right. Thanks.
Yeah. Hey, so, man, I appreciate you, man, for taking the time out and sharing the story, sharing the journey, man. Let them know if they want to. What if somebody want to come and sell some shoes to you, trade some shoes in? How everything work as far as that process?
Yeah. So all our stores are buy, sell, and trade. We buy shoes, sell shoes, and trade shoes with customers. So if you got a pair of shoes that are in good condition, clean or brand new, and they're sought after, like they people want them and they go for a good amount, then you can take them to the shop. We'll buy them with cash up front, or you can trade it in for something else. Yeah.
Cool. All right, man. So I appreciate it, man. Where they can follow you at, and where they can find you.
Yeah. So on Instagram, all the stores are Memory Lane. This one is 205. The one in Birmingham is BHM, and the one in Georgia is ATL.
Cool. All right, man. So I hope y'all learned something. I hope you heard something about how to start a business, how to keep going, and how to take off. Right. Again, make sure you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you're living your dreams. Make sure that you're walking in purpose. Don't give up. Don't give in. Keep going. Keep grinding. Just because you don't have it now, don't mean you won't never have it. Just because it's taking a long time, don't mean you need to give up and stop. I want you to keep going. I want you to keep believing. Believe me, I've been on the grind. We've been on the grind for some time now, and it don't come overnight. This is not an overnight success thing. You have to put the time in. You have to put the work in to live your dreams. So I want you to keep going. I want you to stay motivated, encouraged, and until the next episode, load up. It's your boy Jet Lee. We out.